Helps if I put us on. Hello there, welcome to the Heed Army podcast. You may have noticed this week we didn't really advertise the show that much. Just before we get started, we didn't know if we were going to have the show on. We haven't got a guest tonight. So your messages are very important to keep us flowing, keep us going through. We've got lots to talk about, though. We've got obviously the win at the weekend, and obviously the preview against Spennymoor this weekend. And also we've got the interview from Gates FC TV with Lewis Story previewing the game as well. So we've got that to play out. And yeah, so just why we haven't got any guests, why things aren't lined up. My poor mum, she's been through the walls again. She woke up on Tuesday, she couldn't see. She was already blind in one eye, but she had went blind in the other. So as I say, it's been a hectic week. Hopefully it's coming back. So just want to say love you, mum, and keep battling, because she always does. She's been through a hell of a lot, Mickey. You were speaking this afternoon. But we, as I say, my mum, like anyone, we always love our mums, but my mum's very supportive of the Heed Army podcast. Over the years, she's bought us things to help us do the podcast, and I'd be amiss if I didn't tell her, that I love her, and I hope that she's on the mend. I'll show her this tomorrow, so she can have a listen. So yeah, so get well soon, ma'am. I love you. So also as well, we want you to get heavily involved in tonight's show. We want you to message. We have put up a message ourselves. Please do interact and send us your messages. More importantly, share us when we're live. So please do that. That would be fantastic. Let us know where you're listening from as well. And we've got a message from Mason Ford. He's put, evening. Thank you very much. Big contributor to the show. We've got one here from, let's have a look. Whoops. Callum Chambers, score predictions for the Spenny game. We'll get to that later on. And we've got one here, Gordon, from Gordon. Evening, lads. How are you doing? Hope your mum's okay. Oh, thank you very much. Another one from Liv Walden. Get well soon. And I hope Liv enjoyed the game on against Blythe, because that was our first match, I think, this season in the flesh. So she's a good luck charm. So hopefully she gets along to the game on Saturday against Spennymoor. So lots to talk about. Mickey, me and you, we just said before we came on air, we were in constant contact over WhatsApp, trying to get score updates for the Alfreton game. And what a result. I mean, 2 games in a week, 7 goals, 2 clean sheets, still top of the league. You couldn't ask for much more.
Couldn't. I've got a hell of a one. Yeah, about me.
I haven't got an echo on this side, so it might just be on yours. So hopefully that clears. What we'll do is, before we get into it, and hopefully Mickey's echo disappears, we'll play an advert for our sponsors, and also what you should be doing and subscribing to the show, and hopefully Mickey's gremlins disappear.
Hello everybody, remember to like and subscribe and share the show.
There we go. How's it going now? Have you still got an echo?
I can barely hear you though.
You can barely hear me now?
Oh, I can't hear you there when you're there.
There we go. Okay, Mickey can hear me. That's the thing. Gordon's asking if the phone lines are open tonight. There would be if we could find the spare mobile phone. I'll have to... I'm definitely going to try and get them out. Yeah, but Saturday's results, the lads just keep marching on. Kedwin scoring goals, and obviously Macaulay getting in the action as well. What a fantastic game.
Yeah, it's thought it was going to be tough, didn't we? And I guess me and you were in constant contact. Basically, you were getting goal flashes up. I was looking on Twitter to see who scored. I mean, I was passing messages on. We barely got the first one out of the way, and the second one followed behind. Fantastic. I mean, is it? I'm not sure. Is it 34 goals or something that was scored in the league between the Macaulay and Ked?
Yeah, they got 16 goals apiece.
Well, it's 16-ish. I thought it was 18.
It might. Is it not 18-17 now? I've followed Saturday's game. I don't know. We'll get that by the end of the show. We've got one here from Kieran James. He's put, evening lads, hope you're doing well. We certainly are. Say top of the league. on goal difference, but that shows the hard work that's been put in earlier in the season. That keeps us there, as we mentioned last week when we spoke with Mark Rivers and Paul Dixon, which is a good show. So you want to go back and have a look at that one. Some good chat with two fantastic lads there on the show. But Mickey, you just can't ask for much more at the minute. The lads are just playing out their skin.
Yeah, I mean, it's good news after good news. Top of the league, then Greg Ollie signs a new contract.
Of course, well.
That adds to the feel-good factor. Get a couple of lads in. Well, it's one especially I know for the academy, and I'm hoping to get to see them soon. Joe Armstrong,
Yeah.
friend of ours, Gary
Armstrong, yeah, it's a good friend of ours. So hopefully you'll see him strutting his stuff in a Gated shirt soon.
On the he was not on the podcast. He was singing on the clothesline when he was a young'un. Gated fan.
Great Gated lad. So it'll be good to have that. We've got here. Hopefully we can continue this form at the end of the season. But of course, I think that's the aim. We have got something to play out from Gated FC TV. The interview with Lewis Story, and he, I say, he gives a good update. The lads, they know what the job is. They know what they're going to do. They're going to go out and do it. We've just seen that the list there, the viewing figures have went up. So if you all just joined us, we haven't got a guest tonight. We've explained earlier on, obviously, we've had a bit of an illness in the family, me mum. So we haven't got a guest. So your messages are very important tonight. And also we've got a couple of bits and things to talk about. One of the things as well, which you may have seen today, there was a bit of controversy on Twitter about a foot race and who finished in front. Now, if you look here, you can see that the two Gator players in a foot race, it's very close there. Kedwin Scott on the near side, Owen Bailey on the far side. Now, those, the players were having a bit of banter online about who won. There's a little bit of disagreement. But here on the Heed Army podcast, we want to put this to rest now and say who has got the bigger nose. And by this photo, it's definitely Kedwin Scott. We put the line in. It's like Channel 4 racing. Look at that. He's won by a nose, 6-4 favourite. And Owen Bailey, the 21 outsider. He's just beaten at the post. But there you go. We can officially say Kedwin Scott has the bigger nose. There we go. Well done, Kedwin. So God knows what his mum and dad will say, and his grandma will say it was on Saturday. But there you go. There's one.
Just be pleased he won.
Exactly. See, winners come first. It doesn't matter if it's by a nose or an ankle. So there we go. That we've put that to rest here on the Heed Army podcast. We hope that has, averted any wars and crises in the changing room. So yeah, that did make me chuckle when I seen that.
It's like Varnett.
I mean, if anyone wants to have another look at that, we will put it up and show who did win that foot race. We've got another message here. This one's from Craig Hilton. Evening, lads. How are you up the Heed? We're doing all right. Hope you're doing okay as well. I think a tough game for Gateshead with Spennymoor going through a transformation with Morley and Johnson, bringing in new players and wanting the best for Spennymoor. It's a strange time for them. They've had a good run in the FA Trophy. Of course, they went out to Dagenham and Redbridge last weekend. Supposedly, they were in the game, and very competitive. Maybe could have got through on another day. But that's yesterday's game. It's the game in front where we've got to look at. Of course, there's a few former Gator players in that squad, but as Mason alluded to, there is a few new faces in there, and they are in a proper transitional period, and they'd have to go on a massive run to get something out of the season now.
They would, but there's in Chandler, Ramshaw, Taylor, they've got. Yeah. 3 excellent players. That's without James Curtis even being mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if James is playing this Saturday because he got sent off down at Dagenham, didn't he? So.
Yeah, well, so I'll just say, obviously, it's always nice to see him on the pitch, but you wouldn't complain if he wasn't playing against us. You look at it, some of the positives for a Gateshead fan, but we've got Thomas Boyle. He should get the VAR lines out to decide the race. You're telling me that the Heed Army podcast technology isn't good enough for you? I mean, look at this line. It wasn't done on. I swear to God, this was not done on Microsoft Paint. This was top of the game.
Davey even printed it out and drew the line himself.
I got a monocle out. I was humming and hawing over it. I was looking at it from different angles. I was giving it this. I was giving it that. you know. But you know, it doesn't matter how big the players say Owen Bailey's head is, he just couldn't get it in front. So yeah, but no, so we put that to rest here. Obviously, there was a vote in that on Twitter. I didn't actually see the result. I did vote in it. I actually voted for Bailey in the and I got it wrong. So there we go. We got it here on the Heat On podcast. Remember, please do message. We haven't got a guest this week. We alluded to why earlier in the show. So please do send in your messages. Let us know where you're listening from. Importantly, share the show, subscribe as well. It'd be fantastic. And we've got a message here. Yeah, good evening, lads. Loved Alfreton away. Felt good being on the terraces. Easily 100+ Heat fans. Yeah, the photos look good down there. What the club put up. You know, obviously we always toot Jack McGragan's horn, but he's done absolutely fantastic and showing the away fans on a match day as well on social media. So yeah, well done to everyone going down. And I think the next game, I think there's already people. I think the bus is filling up pretty quickly from what I've seen on Twitter. So hopefully, yeah, for that game, it should be. I mean, it's a long trip, but it should be a good trip. I say Telford, they weren't the pushovers for the. I mean, the scoreline probably didn't reflect Telford's performance, but you know, I expect a tough game down there. But I say the game at hand is the game against Spennymoor and then Farsley on Tuesday as well, which we'll be covering commentary for both of those games. So please do tune into that and share. Definitely. While we're on, have you bookmarked our website yet? We haven't had a chance to fully do a bit more with it. Obviously, we're just putting up adverts for shows and things like that, but we are going to add more. And I think our friend Charles Wath has offered us photos, so we'll put a photo gallery up there as well. It's obviously a great friend of the show, and he takes some fantastic photos.
Get some merchandise on there soon.
Oh yeah, well, let's say he's beating us to it. This swine, he's beating it up. We might have some merchandise, possibly by Tuesday. So I'll say, I'll little hint. I'm going to put up a picture of what it is, very very soon. And I think Farsley will go down, in my opinion. I think they're rock bottom, aren't they, at the moment? So it just means that Saturday's performance, we can get 3 points there, and you know, I'm not saying Farsley will be a pushover, but it's a game you should expect to win against the side rock bottom of the league. You know, 6 points is 6 points in the next 6 days would be unbelievable.
Yeah,
so
considering the games both Brackley and Kidderminster has got coming up as well.
Definitely. Well, what we'll do is, while we're talking about the Spennymoor game, we'll put up the interview from Gateshead FC TV, and when we come back, we'll give you a preview of what is going to hopefully be available by Tuesday, because we're going to put the order in tomorrow, and hopefully they'll be made in time. And so this is Lewis Story talking to Jack McGragan on Gateshead FC TV.
Louis, yeah, home game coming up, the first of a quick kind of double header here at the International Stadium against Spennymoor at the weekend. I mean, first off, just in terms of how the boys have kind of been looking in training and things at the moment, is there any sort of difference from last week in terms of selection, who might be kind of available, or any new sort of injuries to contend with?
No, there'll be no new faces joining the squad at the weekend, and that would probably be the same for Tuesday as well. We have got a few players that are getting closer back to training or for selection for squads and for match days, but yeah, for the next 2 games at home, it looks like we're going to be working with the same group.
And today, of course, kind of Elliot Forbes and Dan Ward sort of joined in a little bit in part on the grass. How sort of far away from a return to sort of full training do you think the pair of those might be at the moment?
I think both of them are looking at roughly, you know, minimum 2 weeks, maybe 3 in Forbes' case, but they're getting closer, and it's great to have them out on the pitch, interacting with the group, obviously in the parts of the session that they can, and we're really looking forward to having them back to add to the competition for places, because ultimately that, you know, that stronger competition amongst the group is going to only push us in one way, which is forward, and to provide the, you know, a really competitive team for each and every game between now and the end of the season, because we're going to want full depth and full strength for the tasks ahead.
And in terms of Spennymoor on Saturday, although possibly not quite a local derby as such, does it feel like one that could have a bit of extra kind of energy to it, both on the pitch and in the stands as well?
I think so. You know, it's not our local derby in terms of Blythe, but it's always a competitive encounter with Spennymoor, and I think obviously what happened in the last game as well, they'll kind of have the bit between their teeth in terms of trying to get one back on us. The nature of their side, they're strong, they're physical, they're experienced, and they've got some really good players, and they'll come with a confidence which we've ultimately got to match. We've got to impose our game plan on them, being at home as well. So the fact that both teams have got really good players makes that an extra special occasion. But obviously the competition, or should I say the competitive nature of the last fixtures that we've had is obviously going to line up Saturday for a bit of an extra energy, maybe a tastier affair, shall we say.
And obviously, well, I suppose not necessarily new managers anymore in terms of Bernard Morley and Anthony Johnson being at Spennymoor, but does this, or will this potentially for them, I suppose, be a game that they'll look to try and kick on from there? Obviously, they had a game in the FA Trophy recently, which by all accounts was a one they were somewhat unfortunate to come out on the wrong side of.
I think they'll be trying to get the most out of the boys from a competitive point of view. They're the good man managers. They try and get the group to compete in every front of the game. Recently, the performances have been good. We've analysed each and every game. Dagenham at the weekend, and obviously the previous two league games before that, they probably haven't got the results that I wanted, which probably adds to that little bit of extra bite about the game on Saturday, because they're going to try and turn the momentum at their end. So we know that we've got a big game ahead of us on Saturday, and we've got to be at our best to match their levels and to impose our game and our identity on them, and the areas of strengths that we'll want to really try and focus on to exploit their weaknesses. The boys are aware of, and we've been working on this week, and we're really confident with our game plan going into Saturday.
And of course, the lads are a confident bunch normally, but I suppose it must be quite a high at the minute, given sort of the way the results and performances went last week. Obviously, quite a few goals and 2 clean sheets against Blythe and Alfred last week to carry into another, well, let's say, game where you've got a Saturday, Tuesday, and momentum can be kind of a bit of a big thing in such a quick turnaround. Yeah,
the boys are really positive, and ultimately are on the back of not only 2 good results, but 2 really, really good performances, especially Alfreton on Saturday, which was a difficult encounter due to the weather, due to the nature of the opposition in terms of with Reed up top and them being quite big, direct and physical, but we showed that we can deal with that, so we're going to need to take that into Saturday's game, and like I said before, the morale's really high in the group. We've worked really hard this week. We take each game by game, and we don't get carried away with how results are going. We've just got to continue to bring that humble approach and that hard working approach to our preparations, and that'll put us in good stead as it has done so far this season.
Well, there you go. Lewis Story talking there. Good to hear that Dan Ward and Elliot Forbes are back in, let's say, light training at the moment, but hopefully in contention to be picked soon.
Exactly. I mean, Forbes will be an excellent, let's be like a new signing.
Yeah.
God bless that lad. He's done out with bad luck with injuries, and what makes it even harder is not only has he come through the ranks, but he's a pretty good footballer, Davey.
Certainly is. And I mean, obviously, if we can get him back in, we've said it all season, all these players come in different positions, and he's comfortable in midfield and as in the centre back there as well. Mickey did allude to merchandise. We're going to be bringing out, well, 1 second here, we need to bring it up. Heed on me podcast mugs. We're going to bring them back. Hopefully, we might have some by Tuesday, depending on the turnaround when we order them. We're only getting 20 made, so there'll be £7 a piece. So if you want to get your hands on one, this will be the design. There you go. So it's got the stand in the H, it's got the commentary mic in the E, the podcast mic in the other E, and obviously the advertisement for when we do commentaries in the D, and nice little brick background there. So hopefully, if you'd like to get one of them, let us know. if you'd be interested in a Heed Army podcast mug for when you're sitting watching us, you could be sipping out of us as well. So there we go. So yeah, so there we go. In fact, I'm sorry, we'll have 19 available to buy because I'll be giving Mickey one. So there we go. So limited edition.
I hope you had to put the mug.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, well. We'll see how it plays out, son. See how you know. So there.
Not a mug. Thank you very much.
There we go. Well, Liv Walden, she already wants a mug. So there we go. There'll be £7 a piece, and I think they come in a box as well. So there we go. Yeah, we'll see. We've had them in the past. I think this will be, well, was it a second or third cup? Maybe. Yeah, there's the green one. I think I can't remember. I think it's anyway. I think it's either third or fourth, but yeah. So there we go. But yeah, that'll put the design up again if anyone's interested, and we'll be putting it up on social media when we get them when they're printed. So there we go. Just help us cover the costs of our subscriptions for doing stuff because it costs a bomb. Really does.
Ladies, we need your money.
If anyone knew how much I spent, they'd be, yeah, why do you do that?
Yeah, they'd get a shock.
Right. Yeah, well, say want your messages, keep them coming in. We've got one here as well, I believe, birthday boy.
Aye, happy 30th birthday, David Tron.
Yeah, there we go. So happy birthday, David. And I'll tell you what we'll even do for him, for it being his birthday. We will, 1 second, when I get round to it. Don't get too excited, David. Just a little bit of fireworks. There we go. Look at that. Honest, no expense spared. Look at that. It's Saltwood Park.
That's what it's got a chance to be like on Saturday morning when we got up.
Yeah, then Liv Walden's put car sticker would be good. Oh, man, Liv, I haven't even got the cups yet. Yeah, so, but aye. So I think we'll probably just be sticking with the mugs for the budget. See if we can sell the cups first. And we got here Spennymoor saying Claudio Afosu from Kettering. He looked a decent player when he was up here for Kettering the first game of the season. He was their most dangerous player, and they took him off. I was surprised in that game. So left winger, yeah, I think that'll be a dangerous signing. They're trying to bolster their squad. So we'll just have to see how he fits in on Saturday. We've got a message here. Happy birthday for David, David Tron. So many happy returns. He's got one from Craig Hilton there. Keep them coming in. Keep the messages coming in. Also predictions for Saturday and Tuesday. Of course, obviously big game. And we've got a message here from Mason Ford about that. They're on to the third manager of the season as well. And that never bodes well, does it? When you're chopping and changing managers. If you go back to the 97-98 season, I think we had 4 managers, didn't we? We had Jim Platt, Carroll. I think it was Alan Shoulder was in charge for a while.
And who was it? Gary Robson.
Yeah.
And then we're finished with.
I'm trying to think, but I'm sure we had 3 or 4 that season. It's never good. Kenny Lowe, wasn't it?
No, I think it was the 3.
Yeah, it was a 3, but it's never good when you're chopping and changing throughout the season. You can't have any consistency at all, really, can you? But we've got to in here. It was 3-1 and 2-1 for Gateshead on Saturday and Tuesday night there. Craig Hilton's predictions. Thank you very much. Remember, do send in your messages if you're just joining us. We haven't managed to have a guest this week due to family illness through the week, and we didn't know if we were going to have the show on tonight, but we want to get it on because we want to keep the momentum up. The lads deserve to be talked about. They're performing absolutely fantastic at the moment. And if you are new to the podcast, we are trying to reach out to all them people in the stand that come to a game. Say we're reaching over 1,000. We'd love to hit all them people. A lot of people, not everyone watches live. We understand that. We have a lot of people listen to the show as the audio podcast. You can get that wherever you get your podcasts from. Spotify as well, and all them places that anywhere you get a podcast, you can get the Heed Army podcast live. You get the audio version of this, and if you're listening to that, why not go on YouTube and type in Heed Army and you'll find us, and you can watch one of these and see how ugly we are in the flesh. But we do want to reach all across all the platforms, from Facebook, YouTube, and the the audio will fluctuate between probably about, I think it goes to sometimes 300 up to 500 across all the platforms, which is fantastic. It's lovely, but there's a lot more people go there, and we want them talking about Gateshead as well. So we want everyone to get involved, and if we can do that, I'm sure, we can, help push the team more, because if we've got like 1,000 people tuning in over the week, they're not necessarily watching live, and we get all them people to tell a friend, there's 2,000 people knowing about it, about going to the game, not about the show, going to the game. That's what it's about. And if that's what the whole thing about the podcast and commentary is. We always see in commentary, we hope you enjoy it, but get to a game if you can. It's always better. It's better in the stand, and it helps the club as well. And as I say, the club can never do without too many people in the stand, can they, Mickey?
Nah, bums on seats is what we want.
It certainly is.
These lads fully deserve.
It is.
I'm of the opinion, we're crowds are up, deservedly so. And I think when it comes to the real business end, I think we might see a massive jump in our crowds.
Well, hopefully. I mean, if things are going the way they are, and if it goes down to the wire, or maybe 4 games before the end of the season, you need some points. I think a big crowd will come along to witness it, and hopefully, like the Wembley season, when it starts to get exciting, your crowds go up by 300, go up by 700 the next week, go up by 1,000 the one after. Let's hope that can happen on Tyneside, because these lads deserve it. They're playing beautiful football. If it was in the Premier League, they'd be comparing it to the Man Cities of this world, the way they're scoring goals, passing the ball about in the final third. They deserve all the attention they can get, and that's what this podcast is all about. We want these lads to get the attention they deserve. They are, they're a beautiful bunch of lads. They're all great to talk to, but it isn't a glamorous level. And these lads are playing glamorous football, and now more than ever, we want to have everyone talking about Gateshead. So as I say, we've said it in posts. Talk to people on a match day, the people next day, to see have you seen the podcast, and get people involved. That's what we want. And let's say if they don't like our crack, well, tough. They've got to watch. And also,
I'm going to come back a week anyway, Davey.
Yep.
Greg Ollie.
Mm-hmm. Whoops.
What? When I seen the captain want to speak to her, like with the way the club had put it up. I got in touch with you. We were thinking, has he signed a new contract?
Yeah.
We were hoping he'd signed a new contract. And how good a feeling was it when you heard it was a 2-year contract?
Well, it shows that the club is confident they're in a financially stable situation to be able to offer a contract like that. And, obviously you'll have suitors. He's playing very well this season. I think it's a common consensus. Everyone knows he's probably playing below his level. He's a fantastic player. He's in his prime or about to enter his prime. He's playing good football. He's got good players in front of him, good players behind him. He said in the interview himself, he's a Gateshead fan now. We know that because when he comes on the podcast, he was wearing his shirt that he played in his debut. Yeah. Just little things like that you notice, and it goes a million miles with fans. And to have him as captain and playing as well as he is just, it's nothing more than he deserves.
I was buzzing last
week.
Last Friday. I think the last time I had a smile on my face like that was when Robbie Tinkler signed.
Yeah, it's a lovely moment. And also as well, we're going to campaign for Jack McGragan to get a new contract because the videos are fantastic. So give him a...
There's going to be a few banging on the door. There's a few probably deserve a contract now.
Oh, there certainly is. But as I say, I would definitely give Jack McGragan an extra 75 pence a month. He deserves it. He deserves it.
A month?
A month. Wait, big spender, man. How are? Yeah. Right. So we've talked about social media and following us and sharing the show. Please do that. And as I say, this is our social medias. Now, Mickey isn't as hip and down to the kids like I am, respect. And I just really hurt my shoulder doing that.
Oh, well, for being a prat.
No. Yeah, honestly, devastation.
Down with the kids falling apart with their own farts now.
Honestly, God, that really knocked. I thought that'd be quite funny. It probably was for people, but it wasn't for me. We've been doing a couple of reels and stuff, and we used some of the club's footage, like what Jack's been putting from the sidelines and putting like some hip music on it. That's on all the Instagram reels, and one of them got quite a bit of traction. Was getting lots of likes, and then a week and a half later, it got more likes. So, as I say, if anyone doesn't follow us on Instagram, we try and push everything. We push the club's social media and get upcoming games. So yeah, I'll have to show you on Saturday. I kind of show it on here. But follow us on Instagram, Heed Podcast on Instagram, and we've been putting up a few things on there, and it was quite nice to see it get a bit of traction. As I say, it's just hopefully people went over to the Gateshead FC media, because let's say we credited where the footage come from as well. Of course, we wouldn't want to make people look as if it was ours, because the fantastic work that Jack does, all joking aside, is unbelievable, and I don't think you'll see it anywhere in the Football League, to be honest, from what I'm seeing when I look around. But Mason Ford has put, if we go up, should we go for more experienced quality squad? Because some of the teams will be facing like Notts County and Chesterfield and Southend. No, I think these lads are getting the experience now. They're playing as a unit. I would definitely say bolster the squad with more of the same. Players of the same mentality, players that have maybe dropped down a level from either when they've been youngsters and on the fringe of getting into Football League sides or conference sides, or like we have with the fantastic we've done with Greg Ollie and Owen Bailey, just to name two. Jack Hunter, players that have come from the under-22 system that are highly rated, but for whatever reason didn't think that they don't get the chance, and they get the chance to blossom here. So for me, that's the way I would do it. And because also as well, and Mickey will agree with this football club will be tying these players down because they're assets. You don't want to let these young players leave that are not even in their prime yet to leave on a free. As long as you offer them a contract, you either due compensation or you get the value of that player in a transfer with a sell-on. And that is what this club has to be looking forward to do. It's beautiful having Kedwin Scott, Macaulay Langstaff scoring goals. I wouldn't want to lose them. I wouldn't want to sell them. But if you do, you sell them with the proviso that it benefits the team in the long run. And that's what this football club has to do. And ultimately, if our academy can produce a few players that go on to play in the Football League, dare I say the Premiership, then the sell-on is imperative. I mean, what was that name of that player from York that went to Norwich, then got the big move to Everton? They got 20 million. They got 20 million on the back end of that for nothing. Obviously, well, not for nothing. They developed the player and sold the player on, but you're getting that money down the line, and that's the way football clubs at this level, I think, should operate and cut the cloth accordingly. And hopefully, that's what's going on at Gateshead at the moment. I believe it to be. So yeah, I would go for more of the same. I think Mike and Ian and Lewis Story have got their heads very well screwed on. It was Ben Godfrey, that's the player that went, and the Ben Godfreys of this world are the players that Gateshead should be going for. With the look of, if they do well for us and benefit us, and then benefit us in the future if a bigger club comes in for them with a decent transfer fee.
Well, I mean, the only thing I've got with that is how many times have we been stung by the sell-on clause?
It's not a guarantee. We know that. Marcus Madison, for example. I think
James Bolton, Luke
So that's the business of football. Unfortunately, not every player that moves on to a higher level is going to move on to a higher level yet again. Some people find their level. Some people aren't good enough for the level. That's just the way it is. It can be at any level. You could sign a Northern League player tomorrow and he goes and scores 60 goals next season. You get £1 million for him, the next Jamie Vardy, so to speak. Yeah. You can sign a player and they might not be able to cut the mustard. That's just the way it is, and it's at every level. But I would say the Ben Godfreys of this world and that's who Gateshead should be looking to develop, use, get the results out of them, and if you have to sell them, then hopefully down the line you get the sell on. That's the way it is.
Fellow was Rob Jones.
Yeah, obviously he went up to, I think he went to Grimsby on a free, didn't he? And then he went up to Hibs and, had a great career. I think he's a youth coach.
Scunthorpe.
I think he's I think he's under 23 coach at Middlesbrough, isn't he? With James Marwood. I think Marwood's the assistant manager for the under 23s. So
Novak as well.
Yeah, is he coaching there? Is he?
No,
that went on. Yeah,
fell on, and he let his contract run out at Birmingham.
Birmingham
free.
It happens. But but if y'all just join us, let us know what your predictions are for the weekend. We haven't got a guest. If you go back to the beginning of the show, you'll know why. So your messages are very important. And of course, if you did miss the announcement before, we are going to be doing the Heed Army podcast mugs again. And this will be the design on the mug. There we go. I know that the H kind of blends into the background. We've already got in the background there. It looks a little like it's see-through, but it isn't. So there, and it'll be £7 a piece. So we'll get them ordered tomorrow. And hopefully, if you want to buy one, you can. And support the podcast and help us keep going. And also as well, if you didn't see the foot race that was on social media, who won? Kedwin Scott on the near side, Bailey on the far side. Well, we've settled it once and for all. Kedwin's, I'm trying to think of a good name for his nose.
Hooter.
He's Hooter won it out. So there we go. And I hope he puts his hands out. He's Schneck. I hope he puts his hands out to open a door. Because otherwise he'll be bumping that thing quite often. So say, Bailey, you might have lost the race, but you won the war on the nasal front. We got 2-0 the Gateshead, hopefully, from Gordon. Thank you very much for sending your message.
I'm thinking my prediction for Saturday.
Oh, I think it's going to be a tight one myself. I'd like to think we can run away and be comfortable. Yeah, I'd go 2 or 3-1. Maybe we can, but I'd like to see us from the off get in there. I think it's going to be a nervy game. I know in the interview there, it said it wasn't really classed as a derby, but I always classed it as a derby against the northeast sides. I think years ago that for us, when we first dropped down, for me it was Whitby, Bishop Auckland, Spennymoor, and Blythe. Them were the derby games, But
that was a good game, wasn't it?
Sorry?
Whitby was always a good trip.
We always had tough games against them at home against Whitby. It was one of them teams.
Because Harry Dunn used to come and bloody put 10 men behind the ball.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. Mr. Luke, I can't wait for Spennymoor and Farsley games. What a performance against Alfred. And by the way, it certainly was. David Transfer 4-1 on Saturday, 3-1 on Tuesday. Ooh, he's going for goals galore. I'd like to keep a clean sheet in one of them games. That would be nice. Keep the goal difference going up in the right direction. And a clean sheet always helps you on that side of things, doesn't it? All right.
Ramshaw is always likely to get you a goal, any.
Last season, obviously the season that never was, so to speak, he absolutely ran riot against us at Gateshead International Stadium. We just couldn't deal with him, but hopefully that isn't going to be the case on Saturday. But that lad will always, he's a quality player. I was disappointed he got let go when he did. I think there was a lot more to come from him, and he's sure that it's spending more. He can score the goals, he can do the business. But let's hope it isn't against Gateshead. Mr. Luke's with 3-1 against Spennymoor, 4-1 against Farsley. Goals galore. I mean, I wouldn't complain if that was either of them, but win 1-0 both of them, I'd be happy. Yeah, and Glenn Taylor, dangerous player. I've watched him, watched their games on YouTube. Of course, he's up there with Macaulay and Kedwin in the goal scoring charts. He's went off the boil a little bit of late. Famous last words, but it's
back in the goals though, Davey.
Yeah. Oh well, here we go. Look at this, Liv Walden. We've got no reason to panic. Just put they will win as I'm going to be there. Well, there we go. She was there against Blythe and we won convincingly. I wouldn't be surprised if he does not score on Saturday. Well, that's the thing for either player, for Taylor or Ramshaw. Messages are still coming in. We'd like you to message in. No, we know there's other people there watching. Please do let us know what you think. Just comment if you're watching us on Facebook or on the chat on YouTube, and also subscribe as well. We'd love to get help keep them numbers going up. Do you think we can keep Taylor Charters until the end of until the end of the season on loan? Well, we had that conversation last week with Mark Rivers, didn't we? And it's a strange one because you've got Dan Ward close to coming back. You've got Elliot Forbes close to coming back, who can play midfield. And you've also got Jack Hunter there, who, he went off against Blythe. And then, Danny Greenfield's just come back. So we're not exactly short in midfield at the minute. But he has impressed. And I would, if I was given the option.
Definitely keep him for at least another month, because you're going to be looking.
Well,
Hunter was out a couple of weeks, remember, Davey?
It depends what financially, if we're having to pay all his wages or whatever. If it works out for the club in all aspects, then yeah, I would keep him. His goal was a good finish, but he's always give 100%, and he looked an exciting player. I think that in his first game when he played left back, he was flying down that, and that wasn't his position. He was flying down that left flank.
I mean, at the minute we're short in numbers because of injuries.
Yeah.
But in a month's time we mightn't be. So
yeah,
I'd hopefully like to see him get at least another month, because not just for the football team, for the lad himself as well, Davey, because he needs games, bless him.
Well, thank you to Stephen Bailey there. He's just followed us on Instagram. We just had a little ting there. So thank you very much. Follow all the social medias and share them as well, and the clubs, and Gated Soul, as well as the foundation and Away Travel. They're advertising. I think it's £20 to £25, depending on how many people travel down. But if there's more viewers, it will be cheaper to go down to Telford, and it should be a fantastic trip. And if if we're fortunate enough to win the next 2 games, then well, it's going to be an exciting trip again. It depends on how results go as well. And we've got a message here from Sam Pendleton. Evening, lads. Great win away at Alfreton in a clean sheet. Another goal for Langstaff. Well, as I say, the Langstaff and Kedwin, they're pushing each other, aren't they? But they're laying them off for each other as well. I mean, that goal against Blythe, it's beautiful.
Oh,
yeah, I've watched it.
I enjoyed all 3 goals.
Yeah, it's just any goal that goes against Blythe is beautiful. But that one just, even from the angle behind the goal that Jack caught on the pitch side camera, from the King Kobe highlights, was just it's just beautiful. Beautiful.
Right into the bottom corner. Well.
Yeah, I say the work from Greenfield to get it to Campbell and the turn. Oh, just lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Mason Ford has put, is there any Farsley Celtic players to watch out for? Which one you can think? I can't think of any Farsley players at the minute.
Offhand, I mean,
obviously,
really good players at one point. But
I think they've had a bit of a turnaround like managers, haven't they?
So, I mean, hey, let's not get things had to come from 3-1 down to beat them down their place. So
yeah,
they're not going to be any moves. I am quietly confident we'll beat them, but it's not going to be a walk in the park where our lot just turn up and they're going to lie there, get the bellies tickled, and we knock 4 past them, because it's not going to happen like that. Never does.
Well, Mickey, I'll lie there and get my belly tickled off you. I'll even shave me belly. Sam Pendleton has put, I don't know if it's been covered already, but Gateshead ladies went down 4-2 to Dalton. How did they play, Mickey?
I wasn't actually there.
Yeah, he missed that.
A couple of weeks back.
And of course, last week's game as well was called off due to a family emergency for the referee. So hopefully everything's all right there. The family's more important.
I haven't actually been able to get, and I'll not be able to get this weekend either. So it'll be 2 or 3 weeks before I can get back to watch them. But last time I seen them, they won 5-1 against Mickey Grace Bowden, were really good. By all accounts, they give Darlington a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And I believe Darlington haven't been beaten this season. I could be wrong there, but I'm sure I read that. So
it's good.
But they're doing well. We've got some good players there.
It's a long way to go in the season yet as well for the ladies as well. And hopefully they can, because they're up the right end of the table.
And as well, David.
Are they 4th in the table?
The last time I seen them were fourth, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll definitely get someone from the ladies team next week. We'll reach out. Sorry, next week's show will be on Wednesday because I can't do Thursday next week. Can you do Wednesday next week, Mickey?
Yes.
There we go. A little bit of behind the scenes there. That's how we organise the show. You're getting it all tonight.
It's normally shit, Mickey. Can you do Wednesday?
All I know is they have a massive relegation battle against Bradford Park Avenue. Yeah, the thing is, though, a couple of wins that can move, that can get themselves out of it, and the teams around them, they'll be wanting to get some points as well and not want to get sucked back into it. So, as we mentioned against Blythe in the commentary, it's important for both teams for very different reasons, and that'll be the case on Tuesday night. But of course, Spennymoor, if you're just joining us, we'd like to know your predictions for Saturday and Tuesday. You can do that by messaging us on the chat and on the comment on Facebook. So we want you at the games. That's the best thing about going to Gateshead, is being there in the Town and Wear stand. Yes, the only thing that is missing is you. And we've got one here. It's got, I'm always at the games. Get yourself down to the games. Well, you couldn't have timed that message any better, could you, Mickey? You couldn't have timed it any better. What a lad Mr. Luke is. He always comes over and says hello and stands in front of you when the match is on. So that's great. I'm joking.
We travel, Davey.
Yep.
I'd like to ask someone if they know if surely the last away game, will it be fancy dress? It normally is.
Yeah, that was a tradition, wasn't it? Let's say if it goes down to the wire and we're going down there, I'm definitely 100% sure I'll be going to that and hopefully covering that one. Let's say I covered a game down there last year for the FA Cup, so it's a decent little ground. Not bad to get to either, just off the M6. So yeah, it'd be interesting to find out, see if there is any plans, or if anyone from the clothesline, if they've got anything we've got there. A bit harsh that was, Dave, but I'm sorry. You have stood in front of us when the game's on, though. Right. Yeah. So yeah, keep sending in them messages. We'll say we didn't have a guest. We've made it 50 minutes here. We might as well keep going. If anyone has any subjects they'd like to bring up, well, Mickey, have you got any anything you'd like to bring up that we haven't covered so far?
Alfreton Town are putting the highlights up.
Have they put them up?
No.
No. Because we don't like to put up.
They have got any cameras or what? Yeah.
Well, we don't like to put up because I wouldn't put up away teams footage anyway because we haven't got permission from their social media. Of course, we've got with Gateshead, they're all right with us using it. So
Dan Bell's highlights are great.
Yeah,
but I didn't say you couldn't really tell. You seen Kedwin score the 2 goals, but you didn't see how good it was taken, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was taken shot from the far end. It would have been nice to see the highlights, but.
Well, it's just while we're getting towards the end of the show. If you haven't been to the headarmy.com yet, our new website, still a work in progress, but we'll hopefully put up a few bits and bobs. I'm sure Mickey will write an article or two, and we'll put that up on the site as well. So things that's in there. Well, I want an essay, Mickey. I want an essay. We'll put up general bits and bobs, and hopefully make the website a bit more fuller with content at the moment. We're hoping to get well, Charles Waffers offered photos for the website, so we will be putting them on and using that. We do credit him on the adverts for the shows that we've been putting on there for the photos. So we always thank him. He's a lovely bloke. And that's the thing we haven't talked about. Hopefully we can get a good crowd against Spennymoor for a local derby. Yeah, that would be nice. It'd be nice if there's a contingent comes up. And of course, if Tyneside shows its support. I haven't had a look at the Premier League fixtures. Newcastle's away, 12:30 kickoff. So hopefully we might get a bit of a bump there from people on Tyneside. Maybe it'll go to a bar and watch the Newcastle game and then support us after that. Arthur Brown has put, looking at the remaining fixtures, I would think Kidderminster is our biggest threat. Just a message on that. I'm not going to be able to cover that game for the people that aren't able to attend. My wife's away for a spa night, and I've got the kids.
BBC Hereford Worcestershire will be up, Davey.
Oh, there you go. So there'll be some second-rate commentary there for you. Second-rate. It's just put. How do I order a mug? Well, will you message me, please? If we have them, we'll put it up on social media. And we'll take some along to the game on Tuesday night, and you can come up to the commentary table and get them there, or we'll after the game down in the cafe. We'll sort something out. But as I say, we'll place the order tomorrow. It says there's a 24-hour turnaround, but it's the weekend, so I would imagine at the earliest we'll get them Monday, hopefully Tuesday. So we'll see. But thank you very much for your message. And if anyone else would like a mug, £7, and I'll put the design up again. I say once when I put this up, 1 second, I'm just going to leave Mickey by himself, and I'll get the old mugs to show what they're like. 1 second. So Mickey, you can tell an anecdote.
An anecdote? Ooh, I've got any anecdotes. All I want is, what's everyone's favourite goal of the season so far? Get your messages in. Mine was definitely Luke Williams' goal.
There we go. I'm back. 1 second. All right. The magic of this podcast studio. Alas, the kitchen. This was the first one we ever did. That was the one we used to broadcast on a Sunday.
I've got that one.
Yeah. So that was that one there. And then a few years later, actually, we did one that had a football pitch on it, didn't we?
You had the one that was like Starbucks.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to show now. This was the Starbucks one. That's the same on the other side. So I say the new one, I say will hopefully be as good as them. So I'll have to.
Scott Barrow one.
Oh yeah, that was it. The Scott Barrow one. Yeah, I don't think I've got any of them left. Them ones. So yeah, there. So there we go. That is our fourth cup. Couldn't remember what the other one was. So yeah, so there we go. We'll hopefully have that by Tuesday. If not, pardon me, the following.
Question.
No, I didn't. I put the headphones down.
Favorite goal so far this season?
Ooh, I did like the Luke Luke Williams goal. Yeah, that was a corker. But the one against Blythe, the Macaulay Langstaff, the setup between the three strikers, Campbell, Kedwin, Macaulay. It was just a work of art. It was beautiful. Opened them up. They couldn't do anything about it. And a lovely finish. And it was just
Matty Jacobs' headers and Bailey's header. That was a good goal as well.
Yeah, there's been some good ones, but I would say as a team. No, but as a team goal, that was, and also the Greg Ollie free kick as well earlier in the season.
Oh, Greg Ollie's solo effort.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, it's going to be a tough one this season for that.
By the captain, finished by the captain.
Oh yes, what a line! Who said that? Mason Forsberg. Hopefully, a few Sunderland fans will even come to a home game, see what happens. Their ownership this week might want to come to a Gateshead game. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mess over there at the minute, but as I say, as long as the Heat's doing all right, that's the main thing. Mr. Lucas, but Kidderminster are getting closer, but they need to lose. We need them to lose a draw to keep them away from us. But Brackley and Curzon have got Curzon, a tough team away from. But yeah, I mean if you're looking at the league table now, bar a big run from a team outside the top 9. the top 9 upwards is the playoff spots, and someone's going to fall out of that. 2 teams. It's there's a big enough gap now. From there, of course, we've got a decent gap between between 4th place. So it's about consistency now and getting them going. Keep it going and hoping for results to go the other way. But as long as we play our game and win, it's in our hands. It's a big ask to go all the end of the season without losing a game. But if we'll go a long way to, achieving our dream and goal, if we play our game and stick to the. I mean, it's been said in how many interviews, they believe in the process, they stick to the plan, they believe it will work. And how many times have we come from behind this season and proved that, and also from a couple of goals? So it's that team has got something special. Liv Walden's put your scream when they scored against Blythe was fab. Yeah, I know. I forgot myself. We've got what Gate said from John Laverick. Thank you very much for your message. Chorley away is going to be mental if the title is on the line. It certainly is, and it's a tough team to play against. Of course, they beat us at home. They'll say they fell away somewhat, but they're still up there. They're still going to be battling. They'll believe they can get into it. Joey C. Agnew, greetings from the West Peterborough branch. Spenny with a spanking coming up, lads and lasses. So there we go. I was say hopefully we can get the result on Saturday, and who knows, we might even get some results go our way as well. That's the main thing. Well, Mickey, we've got 3 minutes left, so if anyone wants to get the predictions in, what was your predictions for Saturday and Tuesday?
2-1, 3-0.
2-1, 3-0.
If the attitude's right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with. You know what it is? I'm going to go 3-1 against Spennymoor and 1-0 against Farsley. I think Farsley will be a tough game. I think they're going to be scrapping. They're going to make it hard for us. They're going to sit deep and make life hard. So
another thing that's going to come into our in our favour as well. York coming into form.
That was just where I was thinking. Of course, they've still got the FA Trophy to concentrate on, but they're starting to. They'll want to keep that form in the league going into those trophy games. They're just starting to turn a corner. They've brought in what's his name? The big shop.
Lewis.
Yeah, General Lewis. So he'll be, this big shop. So they'll be getting, him in the box. They'll be more dangerous. You've got obviously Donaldson coming off the bench. That team's starting to come together a little bit now, and it is going to be in our favour. That. So hopefully, yeah. So thankfully we've got them out the way. We've got more messages coming. Mr. Lucas went 3-1 and 4-0. Sam Pelton's put 2-1 against both teams. We've got 99 with a flake result. Best message of the season. Mason Ford, they should never have been in this league from the start. I'm not sure. Blythe, maybe, I think. Obviously, they shouldn't have been. They should have been relegated twice. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. And
York should have got promoted now, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's probably who he was on about, to be honest.
When they closed down the first time, it was my idea for the top two to go up.
Yeah, that would have been the easiest way. Probably the best way to do it. Yeah, he did mean York. I was down York on last Wednesday. Ratted, absolutely ratted. It's great. But yeah, I'll say it's been a good show. Thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in. Apologies that we didn't have a guest. As I said at the beginning of the show, my mum woke up blind on Tuesday, and we had to take her to the hospital, and she had a big injection in the eye. She was a brave old soldier, my mum, and hopefully she'll regain her sight. It's come back a little bit, but as I say, I love you, mum, and I said at the beginning of the show, she's a big supporter of the podcast. Over my birthdays and Christmases, she's bought stuff for the podcast, so she always does. She always supports us, and just want to tell her I love her, and that she'll be she's battled through a lot of things, and I'm sure she'll battle this as well. But Liv Walden's put brilliant show. Thank you very much, Liv. Thank you for all your messages. Thank you to everyone that has messaged in. We've still got one here. We've got David Chambers put 2-1 Saturday, 2-0 Tuesday. Confidence from fans. It's great to see, isn't it? You don't want to feel overly confident, but it's nice to have that. And hope your mum gets better, David. Thank you very much, Craig.
Yeah.
So yeah, on that note, thank you everybody. Thank you, Mickey. It's been a good show. We didn't think we'd last half an hour tonight. So we've done all right. And thank you to everyone that's messaged in. Thank you. Like, subscribe, share the show. That's what it's all about. Remember, if you can't make it to the game on Saturday or Tuesday, either through illness or you live abroad or too far away, you're working, we will be providing full match commentary. Links on where to listen will be on all of our social media platforms. Do join us. It's interactive as well. So if you want to talk to us throughout the commentary, you can. I'll reach out. Looks like Dan Ward won't be back involved, so we'll ask if he wants to join us on the mic again. I think he loves it, to be honest. He proper loves it.
Feeling a bit like Scotty Barrow did.
Oh, definitely. I think he's got a touch of the Scotty Barrows. That's what we'll say. And also as well, just to end any controversy, if anyone didn't agree with it, there's the foot race that was on social media. There's the nose that won it.
For those in the Bailey household.
For those with the nose, there you go. I think we've got another message here. That's it. Thank you, lads. See you next week. Well, we will. And as I say, join us next week and see if we'll have the 2 commentaries and we'll have the show next Wednesday night. So do join us and we'll see you. 1 second, I'm looking for a certain thing to put up. We'll see you next week. Bye.